spine of fire, cage of bone, kingdom overthrown. A father fighting chronic flames, enduring it alone. The joints rebel, the marrow swells are burning in the back. He sought the wisdom of a sage to fend off the attack. The man of medicine arrived with arrogance and ink, and pushed the patient desperate straight to the canyon's brink. A heavy script, the toxic graph, the promise of relief, but buried in the chemical was the architect of grief. They layered on the capsule, stacking poison on the pain, ignoring every warning sign, treating sanity in vain. Parchment to the gate, where wardens weigh the cost. The final line of safety stood, but vigilance was lost. A blinding flash, a digital dash, the warning painted red, but apathy just hit. Overriding handed him the thread. They didn't see a father there, they only saw the till. A fatal cocktail in the pouch, a demon in the pill. The opioid, the inhibitor, a quiet deadly weave. A time bomb ticking in his veins, and no one said to leave. They synthesized a tragedy, they signed it on the line, and handed him the matches to incinerate his mind. Oh, the alchemy of agony, the twisting of the brain, when the cure becomes a crucible and leaves you in the ring. They built a storm of serotonin, turned his blood to lead, and criminalized the casualty for bleeding where he bled. A sovereign stripped of sanity, a titan cast to rust. His empire turned to ash and bone, his legacy to dust. Chemicals collided in a tempest in the deep. The fever spiked, the logic broke, the waking turned to sleep. He spoke to gods who wasn't there, a manic shattered glass, while those he loved recoiled in fear and watched the nightmare pass. They dragged him to a sterile room, a 72-hour hell, condemned for the insanity they placed inside his cell. A medical catastrophe disguised as a disease. They crippled him, then labeled him and threw away the keys. Betrayed by the community, defamed and locked away, a victim of their malpractice, forced to take the blame and pay. He staggered from the twilight zone, his reputation torn. To find a sweetheart slipping away, a love affair outworn. The sanctuary fractured, the marital eclipse. Now he battles in the midnight hours, working graveyard shifts. A ghost inside a factory, injecting molten mold, while harboring a burning spine and freezing in the cold. The exile from his former life, the intellectual was starved. He looks upon the emptiness where history was carved. Unmedicated, isolated, pushed into the grave. He sacrifices everything to keep the wolves at bay. Keep the wolves at bay. Yet just silence where the father's heavy breath. A man who fought the pharmacist and walked away from death. He raises up his children, now a lighthouse in the dark. A masterclass in willpower, a fire from a spark. The ultimate betrayal by the hand sworn to protect. The devastating domino of negligence and wreck. But still he stands with calloused hands beneath the midnight sun. Broken legendary king whose battle isn't